the time of cardamom. The best food I've ever tasted was made by an old Lebanese woman. I never knew her real name, but she claimed we wouldn't be able to pronounce it and had us call her Livy. She was the chief cook for a St. Vincent soup kitchen running out of the old Campbell Scout Hall, where I volunteered in the winter of 2003. A few centuries ago, she might have been burned for witchcraft, or at least for being weird and old and foreign, and not particularly friendly. Lame jokes still circulated amongst the younger volunteers about the old witch and her cauldrons, and though I never joined in, I could definitely see where they were coming from. Her family relocated to Sydney when she was 16, and she spoke perfect English, but with a heavy accent, and would revert to Arabic to curse, which she did often, and with a fervour that, if you were the target, had a way of coming back to you the next time you locked your keys in your car or cut yourself shaving. And I've never known anyone to cook with more ceremony. Pumpkin with cinnamon was her particular speciality, and she would throw handfuls of quills into the pot like she was casting the I Ching. For all I know, she was. She certainly spent a great deal of time staring trance-like into her bubbling stocks, with just the occasional stir for a change of scenery. I once asked her what it was she saw in there. Dinner, she replied. But I think that was a brush-off. She must have sensed that I was only half joking. And there was no denying the power of the soup, though. It was good. So good that when she confided to me in one of our few conversations not concerning onions or my lamentable knife technique, that her family's signature pumpkin soup had been instrumental in winning over her husband, I wasn't at all surprised. That was the only time she talked about her family, but one day towards the end of the winter when her car had broken down, her husband came to the old Scout Hall to pick her up, and I sat with him on the plastic chairs in the foyer while she finished washing up. "You're a lucky man," I told him with a patronizing grin. I was still young enough for it to seem like anyone over 55 that had anything going for them at all was ahead of the game. "I guess," he said. "To live with such a great cook, I mean," I elaborated. "I did hear that it was the pumpkin soup that captured your heart." The old man sighed and then looked to the door of the kitchen to make sure his wife wasn't coming, held a finger to his lips and winked. Understanding I was being sworn to secrecy, I solemnly nodded, expecting that I was about to be let in on some salacious secret, possibly concerning the aphrodisiacal qualities of certain spices. "I hate pumpkin," the old man whispered. "Always have, always will." I was stunned. But why? Instead of answering, the man took out his wallet, opened it to a photo sleeve, and handed it to me. I took in the photo of a much younger Livy, and duly impressed, passed the wallet back. "All right, I see that," I said. "But there's no shame in marrying a hottie. I mean, why do you have to pretend you like her soup?" He grunted. "Not hers, it's her mother's. She was a terror, and she was already mad enough that I wasn't Lebanese. I didn't dare complain. And besides," he added in an even lower whisper, "people used to say that she was witch."
The reason why I get through my week. Oh, you're the reason I have a reason. You're my reason to live. To kitchen lady, you drive me crazy. Your soup's delicious and nutritious. Wanna give you hugs and kisses, but you're really old. Oh yes, you're really old. So kitchen lady, you drive me crazy. You make those vegetables so tasty. You amaze me, you're a lady. I'm a man, together we can ride around in your van. So kitchen lady, I do. Somebody got into the line and you didn't like that, and so you yelled in your Eastern European accent. We don't know what to say, but we know what you mean. Somebody didn't use the tongs to pick up their bread, so you hit them with the tongs in the back of their head. Well, I think that's fair. Hygiene is very important. Kitchen lady and me, we're gonna have such a healthy family. Just wait and see closer. Kitchen lady, oh, there's some pumpkin in there and some tomatoes as well. It's cardamom that makes the beautiful smell. I'll stand in line and sweet as the wine. Kitchen lady, I